Welcome to Coffee Catch Ups. It's Friday. Isn't that exciting? We have the weekend ahead of us. What have you guys got planned on the weekend? For me, it's an interesting one because I worked out 4 weekends in a row. We've got something on with Wealth Mental, but exciting stuff. We got summits, we got master classes. I'm also working one-on-one with some students coming up. So really exciting few weeks coming up. But next week is really, really special weekend. So for those of you that don't know, there's a couple of things that are pretty massive happening. First one is we've got the Monopoly Summit. Excited about that. But more importantly, and most importantly, make sure that you guys that are watching, grab out your diaries, put it down as the most important day of the year. Next Sunday is my birthday, so that's an exciting one coming ahead. So looking forward to that. Guys, if you're, I can see there's a few of you on here live, hit the like button, say hello. It's always nice to hear from you. Don't forget to jump in the comments as well. It's always great to hear from you guys as I get to do these. And I'm coming to you from a new location today. I thought, let's mix it up. Working from home today, the family's out. You know, Auckland, we're allowed to go to the park. So my family's gone out to the park there out in Cornwall Park and running around in the trees and enjoying some of the sunshine. I thought, hey, let's do coffee catch-ups from the kitchen. You know, my coffee machine is about three steps away from me, just over there. So we can come to you from a new location and talk through some stuff. So today, what we're going to be discussing is I actually got off the phone with a student. It's a student that a few years ago went through some of our programs. And they'd done some really great stuff. They've bought a few good properties, and they were touching base because they felt a little bit stuck. And I actually really enjoy these conversations when we get to have this conversation with students or people out there investing, and they're going through a process of buying. They've bought a few properties. They're at different stages of their investing journey, and for whatever reason, they either feel stuck or they're looking at what the next sort of stages are. And it's important to look at where you are in the investing journey to be able to make sure that we can get the momentum going again, because at the end of the day, we've all been working really hard to try and achieve the goal. And I take my hat off to these students. They've made sacrifices. They really have put their heart and soul into ensuring that they can do things. And they've done great things. They were talking about the amazing amount of cash flow that they're getting out of their current properties, the equity uplift that they've had over the period of time that they've been investing, but they're looking at what next. So I thought to myself today, what I would like to talk about or touch on is what is stopping you from buying that next property? What is the thing that's stopping you from continuing your investing journey? What's the thing that's stopping you from essentially creating the ability to buy property in order to get the financial freedom or the goals that you guys are looking to get? So I thought, let me grab a few points. I've jotted down a few points that I'll talk to today, and hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea as to some things to consider to keep the momentum going. Because very much a momentum game. The first thing I want to touch on, and I actually had a coffee catch up. I think it was a couple of days ago. I did a session on the concept of deposits and making an investment into a property and needing a deposit or needing the money for the investment. Money is often something that holds people back in terms of buying more property. They feel like either they don't have the ability to get lending, or they feel like they don't have the deposit together. Remember, the great thing about investing in property or investing generally is that if you are an educated investor and smart educator and you have the knowledge and you do it well, you don't necessarily need your own money to invest. You just need somebody's money. And if you have the ability to leverage with other people and give them a better return for their money, then it's a win-win and both parties are actually getting a benefit from it. So don't let money be your holding back. In terms of lending, if you've gone to, you've popped into ASB and said, hey, can I get some lending? And ASB says, no, not quite, because you don't meet the rules for whatever reason. Well, is that your only option, or have you explored other options? Have you explored other strategies? If you've gone to the lender and there's an issue with serviceability, then maybe you need to look at what type of property you're buying. Are you looking to buy more higher cash flow properties? If it is that your equity is lower on the lower side of things, looking to buy properties where there's a lot more money in the buy so you can continue the process. So really think about the type of property we're buying. The other one that I get quite a bit is people that are unsure about the market. Um, this one is an interesting one because trying to time the market is just one of the most. It's impossible. I mean, if you think about any of the economists, if you jump on and you listen to any economist reports, or the chief economist from BNZ says this, the chief economist from Westpac says this, and you listen to all these economists, you would think that we would have had about 3 million crashes so far. Prices would have dropped, whatever would have happened. We can't quite know what is going to happen. But what we can do is we can ensure that we're buying the right types of property to keep us safe if anything does happen, and following our buying rules. So looking to time the market really is not an ideal thing, because what we've seen, and I've spoke to people in the last few days who have been saying, I'm trying to time the market. Well, guess what? If you've been trying to time the market and wait for the market to drop for the last 7 years, you've probably missed out on millions of dollars of equity uplift, millions of dollars of wealth and cash flow. So looking to time the market is really not something you want to consider. You want to ensure you're buying the right property. Again, one of the tips that we always talk about is buy property as though it's never going to go up in value. Buy property on its current merits, on its current cash flow, on its current equity uplift that you have the ability to do within the transaction. So definitely one to consider in terms of timing the market. The other thing is, are you taking action? Are you continually taking action in order to achieve the purchase, in order to achieve your goals? You can't come to me and tell me that, well, I haven't been able to secure a property, and I ask you how many offers you've made, and you tell me you haven't made an offer yet. If you're not going to make offers, how are you hoping to secure a property? And how do you know where the value sits? Often I hear from people, well, the vendor's expectations might be too high, or the property's listed and it's going to be so popular, it's going to go out of my price range. How do you know that without getting an offer in the property? Just because there is suspicion on a price going above it does not mean that you have to make an offer at that price. It's about establishing an understanding as to where the numbers work for you. And this probably comes to another one of my key points, and that is relationships. Build strong relationships. If you are ready to secure your next deal, if you are ready to secure your deal and you have not spoken to a real estate agent, then how on earth are you hoping to be able to secure the deal? It kind of relates back to the concept of, well, have you made an offer? These two go hand in hand. Make sure that you are taking action. It's really, really important. Which then also leads me sometimes to the concept of, well, why are we not taking action? What's holding us back? Is it the fact that we are scared? Is it the fact that we potentially have a lack of knowledge in this space? Because you may perceive risk in the situation. So you see how I said there the concept of you perceive risk. Well, if you are perceiving risk, that means that you have a lack of education in order to identify risk. So the key there is make sure that you're continually growing and educating yourself and surrounding yourself with the right people, reading the right reports and taking your own viewpoint. If you are getting your property education or property information by reading the New Zealand Herald, you are not going to buy anything because you're going to be scared shitless because everything's a bad news. Well, the house prices are going up, but they're going to do something to crash house prices. The landlords are terrible people. Tenants are destroying properties. Well, at the end of the day, you need to be the one who's making the research and then making your own decisions. So surround yourself with the right people. Make sure you're getting the knowledge from the people that are in the know and are continually growing. Attend events, attend webinars, summits, masterclasses, events that you can continue to grow. If you are not continually growing, you are not going to evolve as an investor. Markets shift. The markets shifted from 6 months ago. The markets shifted from yesterday, to be fair. We need to continually upskill ourselves and continue to grow as investors. I hear a lot of students that have potentially bought a whole heap of properties and they've been out of the market for maybe a year or so because they've achieved this amazing result so quickly, and then they're like kind of chill out for it. They're ready to get back into it, and the market's shifted, and it's now going in and having an up-to-date idea as to what's new and what's coming up. So it's just a slight adjustment to strategies or how you're perceiving the market or how you're looking at deals. A word that I really want you to take away from today is be creative. Be creative in what you can see within the property. Don't look at a property on its current merits. Use the knowledge and education that you've gained in order to look at what the opportunities are past the face value. If you're trying to buy property on face value, you're buying like everybody else on the market. You need to look to go past that face value and go with a creative element to ensure that you're creating the best possible opportunities for yourself. I mean, it doesn't matter where you get your education from. Doesn't matter where you're getting your knowledge from. It's about bringing all that knowledge together so that you can then identify for yourself the best decisions to make for your investing. If you've got any concerns or you've got any questions or you want to keep growing, make sure you attend the summits. We've got a summit coming up like next week, like I told you, the Monopoly Summit, which is very much going to be based around cash flow and upgrading your portfolio and growing your portfolio. Make sure you jump in there. Again, I've got 3 fantastic people joining me. Therese, who's done some really cool stuff, and I had a bit of a chat to her in the last few days around her presentation, and you guys are definitely going to want to learn from her. Tim, fairly new in the game, but really is making some massive inroads. And Belinda, a mentor, a wealth mentor, hugely respected investor, and you're definitely going to take a lot away from that. So definitely jump on there so you can continue to grow. Now, as well as that, for all of you that are on our database, you're going to be getting an email in the next hour or so. This is going to be a newsletter that we've put together because we've had so much going on. We wanted to outline it. I'm really excited to put that out to you guys. We've worked really hard on it. The design team has done a great job in putting this together. So make sure you keep an eye out on your inbox for this newsletter coming through, which will give you a breakdown of all the exciting things coming up. We've got coffee catch-ups. We've done over 30 episodes now. I don't know, it's almost like we're starting to lose count. We've done so many of them. It's amazing. We have some of our mentors on other podcasts. We have the developers masterclass coming up, and that one is wicked. I'll put the link in for the developers masterclass as well for you guys to register for that. I've got a bit of an information evening next week. Now that there is for students, or if you haven't gone through some of education before and you're interested in the development space, it's probably one to check out as well. We'll put a link in there to register. Next Tuesday night, 8 p.m, I'll do a session on that one. So many great things coming out. So make sure you keep an eye out in your inbox for that newsletter. And guys, please keep taking action, because without action, you're not going to get the rewards. We often joke about the fact that we've got a quote that we often refer to, which is an Usher quote. I mean, Usher of all people. I think when I was 18, I was first hitting the pubs and listening to Usher. But it really is quite important. You either evolve or you dissolve. The fact that you're jumping on and listening to these and learning from these shows that you guys are wanting to keep evolving. So keep growing, keep excelling, and keep getting out there to smash your goals. Make sure you all have a wicked weekend. It's always a pleasure to have you joining me. Thank you very much to those of you that jumped on live. For those of you jumping on the recording, make sure you comment, say hello. It's always fantastic. I really enjoying the coffee catch-ups. I hope you guys are too. I would love some feedback as well. Flick us an email, office@wealthmentor.co.nz. Drop it in the comments if you've got anything you would like me to talk through. I'd be more than happy to pick up any comments and run with that. As well as that, guys, there's only so many friends that I've got. So if you guys out there would like to join me on the coffee catch up, it'd be awesome to have you on here. No matter who you are, what your journey is, it's always great to learn from different individuals, because everybody has something exceptional that they can share, and your journey is no different. So please reach out if you'd like to join me on here. Guys, once again, have a great weekend, and most importantly, stay awesome.